Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Precious and I'm back again with another video. It's been a while. I last did that last year. Anyway, because this is the first video I'm doing this year, I think we're going to say Happy New Year. I know I'm releasing a video, I don't even know when this video will come out, but I'm releasing it in the first quarter of the year and we're going to the second quarter. My absence, I don't even know how to explain my absence. A lot happened. A lot happened, and that's like one of the reasons. A lot happened, especially January. I just didn't have the motivation to record, and also I just feel like on this channel people are interested on my medical side of life, and that has been quiet for a while, but I'll explain in my next video why. This one's something else. So yeah, I felt like I didn't have medical content to give, so there wasn't much to say, and that's the reason I've been quiet. But because I've had people ask me, even people I never expected, keep telling me, we don't see content on your page, what's going on, you're so quiet on YouTube. I'm here with another video. I'm here to deliver. Anyway, so today's video is about licensing exams in Zambia, HPCZ exams. I had someone who messaged me on my Instagram, and I decided to just make it a video because maybe other people are curious. So she was asking me how my experience was with HPCZ. If you guys have not watched my video where I talk about it, and I have like a whole series, I'll put the links in the description below. How I vlogged that experience, so you can go and watch it. But HPCZ exams, I think I mentioned that I wrote my first attempt, and the exams were notified, so I had to write the fully one, where I had to write the second time, when I wrote a practical and I wrote the theory. I passed the practical, but I didn't make it in the theory. HPCZ exams. The person asked me what was more difficult, the theory or the practical. So for me, the theory was actually difficult, very, very difficult. I think I wrote 2 theory papers. The first one was nullified, and then the second one, what was difficult about it is that they'll make such long paragraphs. Now imagine that you have just got a few key points in that paragraph, and I think we had like 200 questions, and it was 3 hours, and they were jumbled. So you have an IMED question, maybe let's say 5-10, and then from nowhere they just throw in another department, whether it's PEDS, maybe like 15 questions, and they go back to IMED. So it was quite confusing, and then they kept interrupting us during the paper, like the correction on what, there was a printing mistake. So that keeps you like, someone said they do it intentionally, but I don't know. It like keeps you like you can't focus because they keep interrupting. So yeah, that was one of the issues I faced, and also the long paragraphs. And like I think in the first paper there's a question I'll never forget. It was about someone being stabbed in the throat, like, and then they ask you like which vessels are affected. Yeah, questions like that. But then the second paper had like super long paragraphs. I think I've said this now a number of times, but yes, they were like super long paragraphs. The case questions were like so long, where it's up to you now to pick what's important and what's not important. I think it was to detour you a bit and confuse you a bit. So definitely the theory was so hard. I think, was it after the theory? I think one of the exams I sat in the car park and cried at leaving Manasa University. I don't know if it was the theory or the practical. I think it was the theory, because I had to sit and wait for my friends who were still writing, because we're writing in groups. No, that was practical. I can't remember, but anyway, I cried. Bottom line is I cried in one of the exams. So yeah, then for the practical was okay. It was pretty fair, and I feel practical is fair because if you're on the word, majority what they'll bring you've seen before. The practical was very fair, but I think my main issue was hunger. I don't think when I'm hungry, and I didn't listen to the instructions. So when they say bring snacks, if you're about to write your licensing exams and they say bring snacks, don't ignore them. They know what they mean. So we were like, is it 5 groups of people? Well, 400. The intake I wrote were 400, and they divided us into groups of people, and we had to enter like a group at a time. And I think I entered around 11-12, and I think I had left home around 6. I had not eaten my breakfast. if you follow this channel or I've ever mentioned, I do not eat breakfast. Like, it's a rare thing. So I had not eaten breakfast. I was pretty like hungry by the time it was my turn to enter the exam room. I couldn't think. I was tired because they closed us in a room, in a huge room. We were not allowed to have phones. So the first few hours, you guys will be discussing, like, hey, remind me this. Hey, well, especially if you're with your study group, like I was sitting with the people I used to study with. We're busy reminding each other pointers. I was sitting with my friend who I used to study with. So we're like trying to remind, and she was going in after me. So we're trying to remind each other. But then there's the point where you're so tired. It's like a brain cut. You know, that point where it's not that you know everything. It's just that your brain is tired of processing. Like, have you ever guys reached a point where you're just like, this exam be done and over with, and not because you know what's coming, just because you're tired of studying? So that's the point that you'd reach. And you know, medicine is so bulky, like there's so much. So yeah, we're in a room, we're not allowed to have our phones, we had to leave them at the door. So imagine you know, at least your phone, maybe you scroll through Instagram, it allows some fresh air to pass through your brain, then you go back to studying. Now you are just sitting with just your friends, books, and then if you don't carry snacks, which I didn't, I was very hungry. So yeah, that's how the practical was. But the practical itself, the questions were very fair. They were not like out of this world. It's just that exam is an exam, especially, you know, there are 1,000 procedures, you don't know which one they will bring. So I definitely recommend studying in a group. I think for me, I wish I did that for the theory, because theory I studied alone throughout. Then I think we had a week in between the theory and the practical. So practical is where I asked a few friends, like, guys, let's do this together. I can't do this alone. That was why it was much bearable. So I really do advise studying with a group of friends if you can, like, just find. And another thing that really helped me was tuitions. I was going to a tuition center. I'll try to find the name of the tuition center and put it down here, because I do recommend it. It was a good tuition center. So I would definitely recommend tuitions. It helps you studying alone, especially, let's say, if you give yourself, let's say, 4 or 5 months to get ready for this exam. Studying alone is tough. Studying alone is pretty tough. If you don't understand anything, there's no one who you get to ask. So when you're with friends, especially if you mix, let's say, locally trained and internationally trained, or foreign trained, as they say, you get to exchange knowledge. You get to see what they know, and you also get to share what you know. It helps a lot. It also helps mastering. Like, it's more fun to study. So I would definitely suggest, like, you study with groups of friends. And then this person also asked me what specific material I used to prepare for this exam. Past papers. So in Zambia, there's this whole thing where past papers. Even if you go in these medical schools, when they're praying for the exam, yes, they'll use the notes, but then they got the past papers. So the tuition center I was at, the doctor would advise us to at least go through 50 MCQs a day. Let's put minus preparing for the OSCE. That's just like preparing for the theory, because the theory has MCQs. Past papers. That really helped. The person also is asking me, where did I source past papers from? So in groups, from other people, you just ask around. Do you have HPCZ past papers? Do you have past papers? And people will share what they have, and it helps a lot, because you cover more ground. Because if you're using a past paper, you cover many more topics. So if you're doing if you go through a past paper, let's say an OSCE paper, you have a group of questions. If you don't know about the topic, you can go back and read about it and come back and answer. That helps a lot. And then when you go to the next one, you go to another topic, which will help you cover much more ground. But still more, you need to find a way of balancing out your notes, because you still do need the data. It's important. Yeah. So I think that's where I'll end when it comes to preparing for licensing exams. Please carry snacks. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Carry snacks. Carry water. If you are writing the season that's very hot or not, you should just love water. Carry water, juice. And another thing, actually, before I end this video, is rotate on the ward if you can. If you are a foreign trained student and you're coming back to write licensing exams in Zambia, I definitely advise going on the ward. If you can go even at least for, I don't know if it's 6 months, I don't know if that's enough, but just for a few months, even just go and get a feel, because the way you do it wherever you trained and the way they do it back home, probably you will learn 1 or 2 different things. And those guys who are setting the exam will set it based on what's in the words here in Zambia. So do get exposure, find a way of shadowing someone. The tuition center that I did will take us on the word once in a while as well. So maybe pick a tuition center that will be allowing you to go on the word. Yeah. Otherwise, that's it I have for in this video. I hope it helped someone out there, and I missed you guys. It feels different recording a video, but I'm happy I've done this. Otherwise, in my next video I'll be explaining a bit more my absence and yeah, what I've been up to and whatnot. But thank you so much for watching. For those who patiently waited for me to come back and post content again, I am grateful for your support. And I've seen that the subscribers, I've been watching my subscriber count as much as I don't post. I try to post a few reels here and there, but I'm also not consistent in that. And we have gone over 870 subscribers. If you told me, I'd actually kind of given up on this YouTube dream, and I never thought I'd get that many subscribers. But for you to press the subscribe button, meaning there's something that you think you can gain for this channel, and I'm very grateful. It comes from, as I always say, you're supporting a girl's dream. So thank you so much. I hope to bring you better and more content this year. Although I might not be as consistent, but I would definitely put out a video whenever I'm able to. But otherwise, if you have a suggestion of something you'd like me to talk about, a video you'd like to see, please feel free to hit my DMs. My Instagram information is in the description. You can find my email. Please reach me, or even in the comment section, suggest whatever videos you'd like to see from me. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.